Radical.
I have a fun day of updating everything connected to my bank account where I pay with a card. Gonna have a fun day updating everything, making sure I don't miss a payment on some things because to those of you that don't know, I had somebody get into my bank account a couple weeks back and I had to change my card. And when you have to do that, you have to get a new card number and all that. I got a lot of things I'd like to do today. I got a lot of things I'd like to upload on the channel, but I want to talk about something, semi serious. At least it's becoming a problem for me. And I didn't even really notice it becoming a problem. Well, I really wanted to be successful. I continue to want to be successful as a flea marketer. And sometimes I might buy a little bit too much in anticipation of getting multiple sales later on. The problem is later on sometimes doesn't come. And while you're waiting to get these sales, especially on these slow weekends, you acquire a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I've actually acquired great deals at the flea market with the anticipation that I would wind up selling these things. Sometimes you have good weekends, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you bring a lot of stuff to the flea market and you shake your head because no one's interested in this stuff, even though it might be nice stuff. Maybe the price is a little bit too high. Maybe they see this stuff elsewhere at the flea market for better prices. So it's difficult to try to figure out what people are going to buy. That's why last couple of weeks, I've actually kept a record of what people are buying in my booth, which is very helpful because then I can refer to that and just double down on those things. Thinking, well, if someone's buying these games, for instance, over and over again, then I need to keep stock up of these games over and over again. GTA 5, Black Ops, Lego. GTA, Black Ops, Lego, kids games. These are things I need to keep a stock in. So I'm thinking about maybe having a big sell-off. I have a great game selection at the flea market. I have one of the best game selections there, but I think that's part of the problem. I do so much to acquire to have a great selection, but the key thing I want to do at the flea market is make money. And I think I've lost sight of that. That's the key reason I'm there, is to make money. I set up an arcade there, and mostly who comes and plays and sits down at what I've set up there, and I'll try to get like a picture or some video of what I've set up. Well, those people are not buying shit. And there's positives to have people sitting there. It, makes it seem like, your spot, your booth is a place to be. But I need to translate those people sitting down as to buying stuff. Or maybe I just need to really get rid of the chairs. Or maybe, here's an idea, maybe I need to hold the stool back and have it be something that is unlocked with a purchase. Like a privileged buyer gets the stool. Because I notice people coming by and then they sit in the stool and they play the games and they really have no intention of buying anything. Well, that's not good. Because they're taking up space there and they're not a buying customer. So maybe I need to have it be for paying customers. And then they unlock a stool and then I pop the trunk and give them a stool to play some games. So maybe I incentivize it. A lot I could talk about, and I think I'll take some of this and leave it for the flea market stories. But I want to talk about something that has become a bit of an issue, and I think I inadvertently have become a hoarder. As I sit in my storage room and I look around, what do I see? I see a big LG flat screen TV, maybe like a 50-inch, 40, maybe 42, 50, I'm not sure exactly. It's an older LG flat screen, and they have the thick outsides, so it's hard to really tell exactly what inch it is. There's no issues with the screen. No cracks, no breaks. Problem is, it does not have a stand. And I thought, well, I have some feet, so maybe I can drill the feet onto the bottom somehow, because I have a drill and I have some feet. I paid $10 for that. It's a big TV, takes up a little bit of area. I look and I see empty cases that I get from DVDs that I got from lots that don't work or broken. I have about 150 of the cases. I look at the center. You remember the center I showed off, or my whole game collection? Ironically, now I have more games than I did when I showed my game collection. It is covered with DVDs. DVDs there. I look to the right of me. There's a dresser stacked up to the ceiling with DVDs. I have about 500-600 DVDs in here. There's 3 boxes that I keep prepared to take to the flea market, full of consoles, about 5-6 360s, 1 Xbox One. I think there's, no, the PlayStation 2 I haven't got in a box yet. I forget where I put the PlayStation 2 in the storage room. Maybe it's under one of these boxes. Boxes, so many boxes. I didn't break down these boxes and throw them away, but sometimes I think, do I need these boxes for more stuff that I'll acquire? I see more flat screens. Yeah. I think I've inadvertently become a hoarder, guys, and I wasn't even paying attention. I wasn't even paying attention to what was going on because I was so amped. I was so excited about flea marketing. I still kind of am. I mean, it's fun. It is fun. The whole process can be fun, but also, mostly if you're selling things, it's fun. If you're not selling things, then it's just... I try to be positive. I really do. But it's aggravating if you're not selling things. And one thing you have to deal with is, well, this. I'm looking at all this, and I really don't know how long it's going to take to organize all this in the storage room, because I'm not going beyond the storage room. This is my storage room. I'm not taking this stuff into my actual home area where I'm walking around, but I got to organize this. Even though it's a storage room, I still think you can be a hoarder if you have an unorganized storage room. Now, some people will define hoarding as being unorganized, having a clutter, having a mess. I think it's more or less if you just have a lot of stuff that maybe you're not using, and I have the best intentions to sell all this stuff, but the prices that I'm charging for DVDs, I was really shocked that there's this one guy that buys some at the price I'm asking, but in most cases, I was really shocked. I have some nice stuff too, some nice DVDs, pristine condition. People just don't want them. Most people just don't really care. I mean, there's this one guy asking me for Cocoon. Do I have a copy of Cocoon? I don't. Am I going to acquire a copy of Cocoon? If I get it for like a quarter, maybe I'll sell it to him for like $2. But even then, I could acquire it, but he didn't mention how much he would pay for it. I could go acquire it, but then he doesn't even want to pay what I paid to get it. So many things. Yeah. And it is difficult to keep up the YouTube channel while, having a regular job and taking on all this stuff and going through all this stuff. I actually spend more time. I figured it out. I spend more time actually going through all this stuff, acquiring things, cleaning them up, getting them ready for the flea market, which is one smaller booth, mind you. My storage room is bigger than it's not bigger. My storage room area is almost as big as my booth at the flea market. So I'm not going to probably invite everyone over to my house to, well, that's an idea. Maybe some of the females. I can invite some of the females over to my house to look at a lot of the stuff I have for sale. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to organize the storage room. Wow. I didn't plan recording that. This is not I don't have any notes. But that's interesting. That's an idea. Just invite people back to your house. Maybe not the shady looking people. I mean, I don't know. I kind of don't want people at Flea Market knowing where I live. Unless, like I said, they're attractive females. So put down note. Lure attractive females back. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Lure attractive females back to your house. Yeah. I'm going to get to this. I could record more and extend upon that and talk about hoarding in general. Maybe I'll have a more in-depth discussion on hoarding in the future. Maybe I did in the past. Maybe it's in one of these Radical Comment of the Weeks. But hell, I got so many of them and they're organized. I don't know where it is or how to get to it. I could talk about YouTube clutter. All the audio clips, all the comments I've clipped through the years. I have them in one folder. So I could make an argument. People could make the argument that I'm a YouTube hoarder in ways because I have all these video files, these clips, these things I'm worked on, but they're in a computer. So people don't think about that as hoarding, but, you know, computer hoarding could be a thing. Yeah, so there it is. Radical Rick, arguably a hoarder.